Week 14 is wrapping up. Welcome to the favorites presented by DraftKings. I am your host, Brandon Kravitz, joined by a couple of my fellow DGens, Kendra Middleton, Evan Abrams here with us as well. We've got our goats and wotes queued up, our biggest takeaways from the Sunday slate, and it was a good one. We got a fast pass parlay for you for Monday Night Football. Eagles, Chargers will get you in and out before Chiefs, Texans. A big one where we are seeing some steam come in on the favorite. First, an update of the two kings and a queen parlay. The Jags in their bag today did benefit from a Daniel Jones injury, which we will most assuredly talk about. The Las Vegas Raiders let us down. And so the Texans plus 3.5, which is now a bad number, by the way, because the number is up to 5. It doesn't really matter. So here we go, taking another L with our 3-leg parlay. Kendra, what's up? How was your day?
Hi, it was good. It was busy. I worked the last F1 race of the season today. Love F1, love everybody that comes out, but I am so glad that it's over. I get to sleep in on Sunday mornings now, and I will be well rested for this show. How are you?
I am doing well. I've had myself a busy day. The Magic played a nooner, so mixed in some NBA with some NFL viewing and saw some big-time injuries. Not only did one of our star forwards, Franz Wagner, get hurt, but as I'm watching that, I've got, of course, we're dual screening this. I don't do the play-by-play, so I can watch a lot of football in between quarters. And I've got the Red Zone channel going, and I see Daniel Jones step back in the pocket, non-contact, and you could see it clear as day. That thing goes pop. Now, I think the Jags would have won either way, so I'm not. I will take the cash on the bet that hit for us and run, but I think the Jags, they had it today. You know, whatever running. I thought Trevor Lawrence played a phenomenal game. The
What a game from him. Holy crap. Where
it
did
was one
that...
of the best games that I've seen from Trevor Lawrence. Even this is how you know the Jags are going to win either way. Brian Thomas Jr. had a one-handed catch. Hard stop. Okay.
Block that T. Yeah, I was very impressed by the Jags today, but I say this about Trevor Lawrence time and time again. I just, after 4 seasons in the NFL, 5 seasons in the NFL, 4 seasons, I should know who you are. I should have expectations of you. And I just, not even week in and week out, but honestly, drive in and drive out, just don't know what version of him we're going to get. When he's good, he looks great. But when he's bad, boy, is he bad. And there's just, it's the inconsistency that he provides that is causing me premature gray hair.
But I do think, and maybe I'm still drinking the Kool-Aid on Trevor Lawrence. I don't think he's the guy that was promised. I think
no, he's not the prince that was promised. No,
yeah, he's not the prince. Like, we've gotten to that point, but I do think Trevor Lawrence is good enough to Eli Manning this team to a Super Bowl. I think he's good enough. Well, Bortles couldn't quite. He was close, but I think he's good enough to go on a hot stretch. And if the defense and the run game are there, I believe in what Liam Cohen is doing. I think that this team could actually surprise us. Evan, welcome into the show. I hope that your Sunday was a profitable one. Are you buying more Jag stock after today, or was this just the byproduct of the Colts losing their star quarterback pretty early on?
I think the Jags played well. I like what they did on defense. I think Lawrence looked all right. But again, I think it's just kind of a bit of a roller coaster. I think they're in a good spot based off of the division. I think the fumble from Jonathan Taylor right after DJ got hurt completely changes the game. Like, I think if that goes a little bit differently, and like Leonard didn't play completely terrible, like 18 to 29, 145. Like it kind of was what it was. But the Jags. I don't think I learned anything about Jacksonville today. Like, is that fair to say? Does
That's
anyone
fair.
disagree?
I think we
Yeah,
learned
no,
we
that's
learned
fair.
we learned the Colts are dead.
Tucky has arrived.
I've been here the whole time. You just have been ignoring
Oh,
me.
I didn't even see you.
I think we learned the Colts are dead. So you
Yeah, I
also
mean
had Jones throw a
they had the
pumpkin.
hardest strength of schedule entering today. So like
Yeah,
this was a big one.
yeah. You had Jones throw a pumpkin pick earlier, and then he look Achilles. Now you're down to Riley Leonard. It's ugly. I mean, they go Seattle home against San Fran, the Jags again, then at the Texans. And if the Texans lose tonight to the Chiefs, I mean, the Jags are in great shape for a playoff spot. I mean, they will be what, 2 full games ahead of the Texans, and the Jags have a pretty easy schedule. I mean, they have the Colts again, they have the Broncos, the Jets, and then there'll be double-digit favorites there, and then they close the season with the Titans at home. I mean, Texans lose tonight, Jags in the driver's seat for the division.
Yeah, and now you get the Colts with a backup quarterback because we know that Daniel Jones is done for the year. Um, what a roller coaster ride for that fan base to go from thinking number one seed, you've got the resurgent story of the year. The team was blowing everybody out early on, and now I'd be shocked if the Colts made the playoffs. Just the reality of where we sit. So my goat is the Jacksonville Jaguars because they were one of the few things that actually came through for me, and I do feel like I learned a little bit. I at least gained some confidence. I don't know if I learned anything different about the Jacksonville Jaguars today, but I just feel better about them putting together games like this, kind of stacking wins in playing this particular style. I feel better about them today.
They've also
Snow
the
games
key
are
to the Jags is
amazing.
can they run it? When they
Yeah.
run it, then everything else stems from there. Jacoby Myers also been a great addition, but they've also been really good at home. The Jags, they've been a different team at home. So that's you win the division, you're gonna get a home game. So my goat, by the way, two part, I guess. Brandon Jones for the delay of game and Pete Carroll for kicking the field goal. That was one of the most thrilling covers I've ever had. I mean, Raiders down 24-7. They score before the 2-minute warning. Don't get the onside kick. Get a stop on fourth down, and then have the dumbest Raiders 4 plays you'll ever see. Their time's going to run out. Pickett throws it downfield. Brandon Jones kind of strips the ball. They call a delay of game, which stops the clock. And future Hall of Famer Pete Carroll, may I add, decides to kick the field goal because you play to cover the game. And the Raiders get inside the number, and it pushed the game over the total. What a ridiculous, undeserved cover, but I'll take it. So
Guys,
that's my goat.
I
Brandon Jones and Pete Carroll.
I have an admission to make, and you may have caught this in my open.
I did. I wasn't going to say it, but I did.
I was watching the end of this game. I saw Kenny Pickett with the ball in his hands. There was like 6 seconds left. And then I turned the TV off and said, I got to go lock in for this podcast. I did not know until Stuckey just said it that we covered on the Raiders. I am
Mhm.
jubilant right now. Wow.
I
Okay.
figured at some point you were gonna be told something
Me
of that
too.
nature. We just kind of figured we'd just let you keep going.
Hey,
but
next
yes.
time I get an entire result wrong, just fear jackets. What the fuck? This is great. This is phenomenal news.
Did you have
Okay.
Pamela
So
now-
Anderson
so it's
pulled
now-
up
Never
on your
mind.
computer?
Yeah, right.
So it's now more important. We got a bit of a bad number, but let's go.
The parlay's still alive, right?
It's still
No
alive.
pressure
I
on
mean,
me. No pressure on
is-
me at all.
Wait, you really didn't know the Raiders covered?
honest to God,
He opened the
I
show
turned
like
that game off. They're at the middle of the field. How
So
did
they
happen?
caught it in the middle of the field. Time was going to 1 billion% run out, but Brandon Jones, the Broncos safety, like kind of batted the ball, so they threw a flag and called a delay of game, which added 5 yards, stops the clock with 4 seconds. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, please kick the field goal. And then the announcers are like, and here comes the field goal team. And then I was like, watch Carlson miss this. And then he drilled it. Time ran out. That was it.
Why did he kick?
And
It makes no sense. I mean, I
and
appreciate
7.
the hell out of it, but that makes 0 sense.
I
That's
mean,
why
yeah,
I
I
turned
mean,
it off.
My
I
favorite
kinda
part
hope-
about this whole thing was how Stucky came in here and he was like, "Yeah, I've been here since the beginning," and had no idea that Kravitz didn't open the show with the right parlay number.
yeah, that's my goat. My woat is the Falcon special teams coordinator. I mean, how many the Falcon special teams are abysmal. They're the opposite of the Jets. The only good thing about the Jets is their special teams. The Falcon special teams every single week has just mind-numbingly horrible plays. I mean, they lost the game against the Jets last week. The game flips. It's 6-6. People have a kick return for a touchdown. That's my vote for today.
I'm still stunned. Kendra, give us a goat and a woat. I marked this down as a loss. I have a notepad. I keep all this. That's crazy.
You gotta watch the games, Kravitz. My goat is gonna be sorry stock the Steelers. I had them to cover that number today. Also, Bengals last minute. What Joe Burrow throwing 2 picks had me sweating out that Bengals number. They wind up covering by 1. So I'm gonna say those are my goats outside of the Jags. And then my woat. Oh, my honorary goat though, Tyler Shuck. Low key might be him. Might be him.
The
Unsure.
Bucks stink, by the way.
Yeah, they kind of do. Yeah.
Definite takeaway from the 1 o'clocks is that the Bucks are cooked. That was the end of the season. Not mathematically, but that's the end.
I mean,
Yeah.
early in the year, they were winning games just because Baker had to play at an MVP level out of his head, and they were winning games in like the final seconds.
Panthers question mark though. Hello.
That division is
Sad
just
Cats.
The issue is
Sad
Tampa's
Cats?
schedule easily can keep him in it.
Yeah,
what
their
it's worth.
schedule is
I mean, I can see either one of those teams winning it, but neither is going to do anything in the playoffs.
Yeah.
No, that's a first round exit for
Yeah.
sure. They're in an auto fade.
My woe is gonna be the Falcons' inability to do literally anything. Literally anything. The Falcons were the bet that I got just brutalized by today. So
And you've
That's
been
my
all
good
over the
thought.
Seahawks. You've been covering the Seahawks every other week.
I know. I said this on my other show this week. It felt like a good spot. Did I think that they were going to win this game? Yeah. But did I think that they were going to win it by, I think the number closed at like 6? No, just because they've looked like they were struggling. Like they let the Titans score a bunch of points. They let Cam Ward run all over them for, 2 quarters last week, 2 weeks before that. Sam Darnold throws all these picks. It just felt like they were due for, a little bit of like a close call, probably like a field goal game. And man, was I wrong. They've had a lot of East Coast trips, a lot of time on the road. I thought that this was going to be the one, but they kicked my teeth in. So good for them.
There's the Seahawks in general are starting to enter overvalued territory, I think. I mean, it ended up close.
Agree.
They were 7.5 point favorites. That was way too high. I mean, I get that they covered, but there was like 2 tip picks that they got. They got a kick return for a touchdown. Total yardage, they only outgained. I mean, this is like 4 weeks in a row. You have they have the Brosmer game, the pick 6 that flips it. The Cardinals, you have 2 back-to-back strips, strip fumble recoveries that end in touchdowns. Their offense is just coming back down to earth. And I think that the league is like starting to adjust. Darnold has been struggling for a month plus. He had a good second half today, but their defense is incredible, though. That's going to be the constant.
And Shaheed came on finally.
Yeah, that was big to see because they've been missing Horton and another option, and Shaheed's been a ghost since they've acquired him. So that could provide a boost to their offense moving forward because he just wasn't fully assimilated and didn't have rhythm and timing yet. So that was an important development for their offense because they just needed someone else with juice on the outside other than JSN, who's just incredible. But now the Seahawks, the Seahawks are what? Having 10-3? I think they're 10-3 against the spread.
I think so.
Yeah,
so they're
against the spread,
10-3 and 10-3 against the spread. They're 10-3 straight up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10-3 straight up too. But the Seahawks now,
They
that's going to be
they
an
get
incredible
Riley Leonard
divisional
next
race.
week.
They have the Colts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
Colts.
know if
And
next
then
week is the week to fade them.
and then they host the Rams. So yeah, they should be 11-3.
Wait, I have a question. Did Anthony Richardson really slap himself in the eye with a resistance band? Is that why he's on IR?
I believe so.
That happened in pregame, a while ago. Yep.
I heard that that's what happened, but I thought that it was just people fucking with me, and the fact that that's real, I'm sorry, I've done that. However, I have done that. Shitty.
He got injured in college doing a TikTok dance too. So this guy gets hurt in the dumbest of
And
ways.
just to be fair, Colts at Seahawks next week. So Richardson or Leonard, good luck.
Yeah, and Rams host Lions. A little harder of game, but I mean, I think they win that. And if so, we'll have a banger Thursday night game, which I hate, by the way. It's going to be 11-3 Seahawks, 11-3 Rams, maybe for the division on a Thursday night.
Yeah, I know. That's
I don't like
reserved for
that.
Jets Titans. Come on, what are we doing?
Do
We know.
you guys see the line on Indy Seattle right now?
Oh God.
Can I guess it?
Yeah, you guys can all guess it. We can have a little
I
fun
would
game
like
here.
to say
I'm
that
gonna
it
say
is.
7.5.
I was gonna say
No.
8.5.
No. It's going to be Riley Leonard starting?
I mean, or
I don't
Richardson
think we
if he's
know.
off IR. Yeah, I don't think
It's
we
got to
know.
be double digits. 11.
Yeah, it's 10 at the moment, which is just kind of funny in itself. But I'm sure 11 plus will be the direction we will head. No question.
I get
Yeah.
an award for closest to the pin. Well, how about a vote today for Lamar Jackson? I thought that playing this version of the Steelers would snap him out of whatever funk he's in. 9 points in the first half, forced to play catch up, chance to win at the end, can't do it. Something's not right with this team. Tyler Loop is missing extra points too. They've lost 2 straight. They have failed to cover 4 in a row, and they cost me today my plant the flag game. So, vote Lamar for me.
Okay,
Fair.
not a bad
They
one.
showed some life on offense in the second half. You started to see Lamar using his legs a bit more. The defense was disappointing today, I thought. I mean, the offense still, like the offensive line still has issues. Lamar still isn't fully healthy. I mean, that shows on his on-target throws, just his burst, his sack rates. But I did think that the offense came to life a bit in the second half. This is 2 weeks in a row that, like, if Likely's touchdown, he doesn't drop it at the goal line, that touchdown that got overturned, they win both those games. But this is a Steelers offense that hadn't completed a pass 20 plus yards down the field in a month. And it seemed like every other play they were doing it. And that, in part, stems from the Ravens' inability to get pressure. And it's a major problem every single week. And even with Rodgers and his hand issues, if you can't get pressure, he can still make the throws. And the Ravens just can't get pressure. And it's killing them on defense. So, yeah, offense is still not, Lamar's not there yet. There were some signs in the second half, but you can't give up. You can't give up 27 points to this version of the Steelers offense in a must-win game at home. So they're not dead, but they will play the Steelers. They're going to have to win at Pittsburgh in the final game of the regular season. But there's flaws throughout the roster.
Does anybody want to vote the Washington Commanders for forcing Jaden Daniels back out onto the field as he
I
injures
want to
the same
cry
elbow?
for him. I want to cry
They're my
for
goat.
him.
Because I had the Vikings today, so that was nice. It's always nice when you can have a sweat-free winner. But yeah, I mean, I thought Daniels has been worse than Mariota this year. I mean, like, just look at the numbers. I'm not saying that Mariota is better, but Daniels is just never. It's just sophomore slump. He's never gotten in a rhythm with his receivers, and that's not. And Mariota has been better against the blitz, and that this isn't the defense you want to face when you're coming back off an extended absence. And the Washington defense is pathetic. I mean, yeah, they're like more disciplined since Quinn has taken over, so they just play a ton of zone, but they can't get any pressure. They can't stop the run. The Vikings had with J.J. McCarthy had how many plays was it? I think it was a 17 play drive. They had a 17 play, 99-yard, 12-minute touchdown drive. That's some Service Academy, Army, Navy, Air Force type shit. So
That's a good preview of next weekend, Stuck.
What's that?
I said that was a good preview of next weekend.
Yep. 19 plays. It was 19 plays, 99 yards, 12:01. Game was over from that point. Yeah, a messy mess. That was as ugly as it's, I think, for Commanders fans, as ugly as that they've seen it. And there's been some ugly moments this year.
Community poll question here. Which was the worst idea? The Commanders playing Jaden Daniels today or the committee leaving Notre Dame out of the college football playoff?
The Notre Dame thing, they should be okay. They should be left out. Join a conference. However, I'm not in on Tulane and James Madison getting in. Like, let's be for real. I get how they got backed into a corner and why they had to do it. But join a conference, Notre Dame. Saddle up. Let's go.
Kendra, they're in the ACC. I don't know if you knew that. They play like six teams in the ACC every year. They're definitely just in the ACC. They don't want to admit it though.
The
I think
ACC is
they-
going to need them after the championship
That's
game they had
Duke.
this year. Oh my God, it was gross.
I look, it was a tough decision for the committee. I mean, people are like, oh, we don't JMU should like put Duke in over like JMU would be favored over Duke. I don't understand. People fail to understand that, but like we'd be having the same exact discussion with Duke at Oregon. The spread would be right about the same. But my biggest gripe, number one, I wanted Notre Dame in just for the quality of the bracket in the playoff. I mean, I have Notre Dame number 3 in the country power ratings wise. My biggest gripe is Alabama didn't get penalized at all for the last 2 weeks. They get dominated. They have the fewest rushing yards they've had in 85 years. Get dominated on the field. 2 weeks ago, they get outplayed by Auburn, but just get lucky with fumbles and fourth downs. Get outgained by 140 yards by Auburn, and they move up a spot in aggregate. That's insane. And because of that, they were like able to use the head-to-head, appease the ACC. There was probably some politics, but I mean, if you're talking the best team, if you want the best teams in there right now, get Alabama out of there.
I agree with
Put Miami and Notre Dame in.
Alabama shouldn't have made it, but the reason they did that is because they had to set the precedent that losing a conference championship doesn't eliminate you. Otherwise, that bites them in the ass in the long run. I think that's the only reason that they did that was because that was such an emphasis of theirs.
I get it, but it's happened before. It happened to Auburn in 2017 when Auburn lost to Georgia, who they beat in the regular season. They beat Alabama in the regular season, and Alabama ended up jumping them. 2017, guess what? Auburn lost 28-7, the same exact score that Alabama lost to in the SEC championship, and went from number 2 to number 7.
I was at Auburn at the time. I know.
Yeah, so like this has happened.
I mean, it's a different committee, though, right?
They just make shit up based on what they want to do every week, every year. It's all new. There's no. They just make shit up.
They beat Georgia and Alabama at home that year. Yeah,
dominated both. Number one.
All right,
We've
guys.
talked way too
We're
much
running
about
out of
football.
time.
Without talking about IU either, but we're gonna move on. Thank you.
Make sure that you go and check out Big Bets on Campus for the entire breakdown of the brackets for the college football playoff. Great stuff from Stuckey and Colin. Before we get to Sunday Night Football, I'm going to toss it to Kendra for a word about DraftKings.
The Favorites podcast is sponsored by DraftKings, and in partnership with DraftKings, our listeners can get a great offer. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets. That's right. New customers can turn $5 into $200 if your bet wins, paid instantly in bonus bets. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings daily fantasy sports and have the shot to win cash prizes. To get started, use promo code FAVORITES when signing up. Again, use code FAVORITES when signing up with DraftKings to get on board. The crown is yours.
I guess since we are producing NFL content, we are contractually obligated to mention that Shedeur Sanders was good today. He became the second rookie quarterback in NFL history with 300 plus passing yards, 3 plus passing touchdowns, and at least 1 rushing touchdown, joining Joe Burrow in 2020. And 60 points were scored in a game that had, Evan, that was the lowest total of the season, correct? 33 and a half.
First time since 2006 he had a total below 35, score 60 or more.
First time since 2005.
2006, but
2006.
pretty much,
Wow.
yeah.
Unreal.
Crazy.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
he
get
looked
to-
Not
good.
even,
You gotta
and not
give him
even the
credit. He
highest
looked like
scoring
a-
game of the day. Not even
Yeah.
the highest scoring game of the
You
day.
look good.
He looked like a competent. He made some great throws.
Do you think that makes them think going into the offseason, or is that decision already made that they're going to move on?
I have no idea. Who knows what the Browns organization's ever going to do? I mean, they're bringing back Watson,
Right.
so yeah. What other games? Oh, Pack. We didn't talk about Pack. Rams were dominant. The offense was just humming when it gets like that. They are on another level. And then the Packers Bears game. Bears are just. It's unfortunate the Bears didn't cover if you had them. Pretty bad Williams Caleb pick at the end. They started to get that running game going in the second half, or dominating time of possession. But they were frisky. But the Packers are. I think Packers now are establishing themselves as one of the powers in the NFC. Like if you had to take three teams in the NFC right now to win it, I think you'd start with the Rams.
Seahawks.
I still don't trust Darnold, but they're up there. I would put them in the top three, and then the Packers.
Lions, Eagles don't factor in.
Lions, no. I mean, especially now with the defensive
The
injuries.
branch injury sucks too.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're
Yeah, it
they're just a
does.
decimated roster. And
But
the
Stucky, you've been
Eagles, I
on
don't
that for
trust their offense.
you never really got off of the Packers, and I think you should be commended for that because there were times in the middle of the season where it looked like the wheels were
Browns
starting
game.
to shake a little bit. Definitely that. And then even a couple. I mean, they lost to the Panthers as well at home, and unwavered. And it does
We
look
get
like
Reed
right
back
now they're
now.
the best team in the division.
Watson's been huge. It does suck that there's no Kraft. They lost Wyatt.
But getting Watson
And
up to speed, I think, makes up for the loss of Kraft because Kraft, even though he's a tight end, he was kind of their big play guy, and now they have some explosiveness back in their offense.
yeah, they're starting to figure it out. And the defense is good. But the Bears are going to be frisky no matter who they play with that run game and with Ben Johnson. They look like they were about to get blown out, and you got to give them credit. I mean, they had the ball for 1 yard away from close to first and goal with a chance to tie it at the end. So I didn't come away from that game, being like I'm out on the Bears. So, but a huge swing game in the division. Bears will have a chance to get their revenge in 2 weeks at home.
So Sunday Night Football, Chiefs hosting the Texans. Line sitting at -4.5 for the Kansas City Chiefs. I've seen fives pop at some other books, but you can get 4.5 on the Chiefs over at DraftKings, +4.5, a -115 on the Texans. The total at 41.5. We need the Texans to come through for the parlay because miraculously the Raiders covered 7.5. If you missed the open, I suggest you rewind it because that was a unique moment for all of us, certainly myself. Any trepidation going into tonight, Stucky? This was your play, or no? Yeah,
Me?
yeah. That's Kendra. That was you. All right, how you
Yeah,
feeling
no
going
pressure
in?
on
Because
me.
it looked, yeah, all the pressure on you. It does look like things are tilting towards the Chiefs if you're following the market here.
Which is
Any
crazy.
nervousness? I know because they're the ones dealing with the offensive line injuries. You would think it would be going the other way. So I'm not sure
Yeah,
how you feel going into tonight.
I don't quite understand why the number is moving the way that it is because both of those guys on the right side of their offensive line were ruled out. I don't get how that moves the way that it does. I feel a little bit better because of that. So I feel good. This is probably my third favorite play of the week. I would say the Bengals and the Steelers were above it, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling okay. No pressure at all. I'm not freaking out at all. I'm cool. I'm cool as a cucumber right now.
That's right. Look at this hand. Look at this hand.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
fine. It's fine. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, it is respected money late, but that doesn't mean shit. I mean, like, we saw the Chiefs have taken respected money late on game day many times this year and have not covered. Go back to the Denver game. Go back to the Colts game. What did that close? 5? Never sniffed a cover. So this is like, I don't know, 3, 4 out of the last 5 weeks the Chiefs have taken respected money. And what have they've covered like one game in the last month and a half. So
Yeah,
someone
was
out there
Thanksgiving?
with
Is
real
there
money likes
is there
likes the Chiefs a lot, and they've been getting burned, but they keep going back to the well because they keep taking game day money. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong, but like I respect the market, but it doesn't mean it's 100%. So yeah, if I had to take a side, I like the under. the Chiefs, these are two of the most profitable under teams over the past 3 years. Chiefs at home are an incredible under team, like 73%, I think, over the past 3 years. They just have these long grinding drives that eat clock. And I think that's the only way they're gonna be able to move the ball. And having three offensive linemen injured against this front, this Texans front, and what I think is a low scoring game, I could only take the points.
I think the thing that is hard to quantify, and this takes me back to Thursday night, Lions Cowboys. The Cowboys were in better form going into that game with the way they've been playing than the Detroit Lions. The Lions, because of the division they're in, feel like their backs are against the wall. They're all banged up. Some guys forced themselves in there so that they could try it. They're at home. They feel like this is a must-win game. This is a good team late in the season. It feels like Kansas City is that team in this particular situation where Houston is in better form right now, yet they're going into a game against a team that's well coached. It's a talented squad, obviously, with what they've done in recent history, and their backs are against the wall. I think this is a really tough spot for the
Yeah, but the
Houston
backs are
Texans.
good. The Texans' backs against the wall too, and the Chiefs' backs are their
Right,
backs
but
have been
they're on the
against
road. The point is that the corollary here is that the Lions, the home crowd behind them, backs against the wall. Same thing with the Kansas City Chiefs. That's the
I mean, their
correlation.
backs against the wall against the Colts. They should have lost that game. They should have lost to Daniel Jones at home. Backs against the wall against the Cowboys. Yeah, I get it. They're at home, but it's. I
And
think
in
that
prime time, both primetime games too.
yeah, but the difference in the Cowboys and the Texans is the defense. The Texans' defense will travel anywhere. I think the best defense in the NFL. So, um, yeah, I would take the points. So I think I'm okay with where we're at.
I'm gonna chase the steam. I'm kind of sitting on both sides of this. So I feel like I feel like a winner either way, no matter which way this goes. Because I bet the Chiefs individually moments before we popped on the podcast, and then we also have the Texans. So win-win. All right, let's get to Monday Night Football. Eagles, Chargers. Chargers catching 2 points here as this line moved. Yes, we're at +1.5 at -105 on the home team LA Chargers. Let's get to our DK Monday Night Football Fast Pass Parlay presented by DraftKings. The crown is yours. We're going to go around the horn here. One pick per. We'll parlay it together and see where we land. Kendra, get us started.
I talked about this on our show the other day. I'm already on the Eagles, so that's just going to be my nomination. I'm rolling with it. I'm going to keep rocking with the Eagles just because of Justin Herbert's injury, and I don't think that they lose 3 in a row.
All right. I like it. Stucky?
Well, I was gonna go with the Chargers, so we can't do that. So I mean, in full transparency, I have the Chargers tease to close out a teaser at over a touchdown. I don't trust the Eagles offense. There's no Jalen Carter, no Lane Johnson. They're gonna go a half without scoring, I assume. And the Chargers defense is a nightmare matchup for them. A lot of zone, playing really well. The Justin Herbert injury is the question. So I guess I'm gonna go
I have an
with.
idea. Can I share my idea before
No,
you
we're
go?
not playing both sides.
First half, full game. What if we
No,
did that?
no.
Eagles first half, Chargers first half, Eagles full game. No, okay.
No, because I don't know which half the Eagles are not going to score.
Well, that's what
You
I'm
never
saying
know.
is like we're flipping a coin on getting the half right, you know? Anyway,
No.
just a thought. Go ahead. What were you going to do?
All right, I'm going to go with. Um, I'm just making this up on the spot.
Have you guys ever seen Emperor's New Groove? Kravitz gives the energy of the dad in that movie, Pacha. That's
What-
literally like the vibe that Kravitz gives me as a human being.
Evan, what do you got? Give me something here. I don't have any props for
Evan,
this.
give me something. What I had listed from the recap show tonight, since we give picks on that every time, I like Herbert under 20.5 rushing yards. The hand, the whole deal. He scrambles like 2-3 times a game. So I was interested in that. And then I had a fun touchdown parlay of Keenan and Goddard. So I'm good with either of those, but that's a direction I was headed.
All right, I'll go with. I love Keenan Allen, so we'll go Keenan Allen anytime touchdown.
All right. We'll add Keenan Allen. I'm trying to get this in the parlay here so we can get a price for you. Okay. And then I am going to go with Justin Herbert as well. I'm going to go under 20.5 completions at minus 124. I have to imagine that they're going to limit his exposure here. You don't want him dropping back 40 times with a broken hand. Eagles defense, even without Jalen Carter, is not an ideal matchup. Since week 9, they've allowed the 12th fewest yards per attempt, third lowest passer rating. I feel like taking an under on Herbert could be a good look here. So I will add that to the parlay and see where that gets us. Kendra, any feedback on that as I click buttons?
I don't think so. No thoughts from me. Just vibes to close out the week. We're really sweating out down to the wire the next 2 nights.
We are. This is a nice little price we got over here.
Yeah. What is it?
All right, Eagles minus 1.5. Keenan Allen, anytime touchdown. Justin Herbert under 20.5 completions. 19-1 over on DraftKings. The crown is very much yours.
Wow. Look at us go.
All right. Well, that would cover a lot of ground for us. All right, guys, great stuff. Evan, Gifford, David Payne, our producers. Shout out to you guys, Stuckey, Kendra Middleton. We will return on Tuesday afternoon right here on the Action Network YouTube page when we talk Week 15 in the NFL. Good luck tonight, whichever side you end up on between the Texans and the Chiefs. We'll see you back here on the Favorites podcast presented by DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Shout out Pete Carroll.